If you're looking for the best floor and wall pool cleaner, you guys stick around, because for the past few months I've been doing nothing but testing pool vacuums to figure out which ones would be the best for my shape of pool, which is not a square cut simple pool. I've got obstructions, it is a curved shape, and not all pool vacuums work the same at all, but pretty much I've come up with these two, the Gosvor Crab and the SMONET CR5 pool vacuum. They are very similar, but at the same time there are some details that might make one of these better than the other one for you. So starting out, guys, this is the Gosvor Pivot, and my favorite feature about it is how lightweight it is. This weighs just under 10 pounds while it's dry, so it is very easy to move around. And since this is cordless, it's fully automated, except for the fact that you do have to pull it out of the pool to charge it, as well as empty the filter, so being lightweight is a big pro. Now on the other side, I have the 2024 version of the SMONET CR5, and this is another fantastic option, but this one here weighs about 18 pounds, so it is a little bit heavier. But of course, with that weight comes some great features. Now both of these pool vacuums charge in the same amount of time. It takes about 2.5 hours for a full charge. The SMONET here has a nice bright LED indicator, so it's a little bit easier to see when it's charging and when it's fully charged, but not a big deal. Both of them, of course, come with handles, and they have important uses in the water too, so I'll show that off to you as well. But the body on these is very similar. What I like about the SMONET is that it has like this tank looking tread on both sides of it, which is going to really help its ability to climb walls. And so if that's any concern to you, I would say this one does a fantastic job at climbing the walls. Now if we look at the bottom, the SMONET also has scrubbers on the front and back here, and it feeds everything in to this slot right here, which is about 6 inches long, and that's where all of your sand, leaves, debris, twigs are going to end up, which is right here in the middle. And it's actually a clear design, which is extremely unique because you can look inside your pool and see if this filter is getting full. I will be opening up the filter shortly. Now the lighter weight Gosvor on the other end has scrubbers in the back, and it also has these foam wheels on the back which help it to adhere to the walls. Both of these have superior climbing abilities to all the other ones I've tried, and they do a fantastic job at climbing walls, so keep that in mind, although I am being picky comparing the two. This one does have similar scrubbers, and what it will do is drive over debris, and the debris will be fed underneath the back here into a slightly larger slot than the SMONET, and it does a great job at sucking in things that are around it. The filter for this one is underneath this bottom here, and I will show that mesh bag off to you shortly. But all in all, physically, they are very similar, with this one just being a little bit smaller and lighter weight, so it's easier to move around. Now getting started with these. Both of these have a charging port right on the top. The Gosvor's is accessed right here by this little cap, which you want to close up before using. And then to get started with it, it's just a one-touch press of this orange button, drop it in your pool, let it fill up with water, and as soon as it sinks to the bottom, it will start running. Same thing over here with the SMONET CR5. It's got a silicone cover, and that's where you charge this one, and when it's all done, it's a one-touch press. Drop it in your pool the same way, and it will start cleaning the same way. Both of these will move at a very similar speed around your entire pool, and this is where it's important to have these vacuums over different vacuums, because these ones both use special algorithms to calculate the specific path needed to clean your pool properly. Now, some of the cheaper pool vacuums that don't have similar technology are not going to be able to sense the walls of your pool, and they're basically just running into everything, and they might leave areas of your pool untouched. I found these two to be the best for hitting every inch of my pool, so that's why they're my top pick. And both of these will continue cleaning for about the same runtime, and they will clean your pool until they run out of battery. Now, the SMONET does a fantastic job of climbing walls, as I stated, and this one has a very powerful 180 watt motor, which is what's doing all the suctioning, and you can see the power as this moves up the walls of the pool and actually scrubs along the water line. As it is a little bit heavier, I think that it provides it with a little bit more power, so overall you are getting slightly more suction out of this one here. But that's not to say that I have any concern with the Gosvor here, because the Gosvor is still very powerful, and I'm impressed with it being so light and it making so little noise, the fact that it actually cleans so well. I haven't had any situations where I've ran this Gosvor here and I've been concerned with how much it picks up. Both of these have superior wall climbing abilities. They both come all the way up to the surface, scrub along the water line before dropping back down and continuing along the rest of the pool. And since they have similar runtimes and they have the smart cleaning technology that drives a very specific path, they both hit all areas of the pool, and so I never have concern with either one. But the one thing I will say about both of these is they don't let obstructions get in the way. Now I have this little white cap on the bottom of my pool here, and at least 2 of the other brands that I've tried would constantly get stuck on these caps, and I'd have to come out here and they could have been sitting there for I don't know how long, stuck on these little caps, and I had to push them along with my pool cleaning tools. These 2 are the only vacuums that never got stuck. So another reason why they're part of my top picks. So with these having very similar designs and very similar abilities to climb walls and suction things, I will say that the experience for cleaning is very similar between the 2. Although the SMONET might have a little bit more power, I don't know if it cleans any better than the Gosvor right here. Now, when these 2 finish their cleanings, they both have self-parking features, which means as they run out of battery, they will both park themselves on the edge of the pool for you to pick up. And more importantly, both of them come with a similar hook. Just like this one, it can hook onto any of your pool cleaning poles, and you can use this to fish either one of them out of the water with the provided handles. So that's where those come into play, you guys. They got nice large handles, and it makes them really easy to fish out of the water. Now that's where I give the edge to the Gosvor, you guys. Because this is lighter weight, once you get this up to the surface, you do have to put the pole down and hold this up with your hand. Now, when this is full of water, this one here probably weighs about 15 to 18 pounds, but within 5 seconds, I'd say, guys, maybe a couple more, this is almost completely drained and it's back to being lightweight, except for whatever debris you picked up and whatever water is being held up on the inside. The SMONET over here, since it starts out a little bit heavier, it is a little bit trickier to get out of the water, but it's not bad by any means, you guys. And that's pretty much the most difficult part with these pool vacuums, is just getting them out of the water. That's the only part that's not automated. You got to put it on the charger, you got to take the debris out and rinse out the filters. So keep in mind, this one here is going to be a little bit heavier. So now that you got both of these out of the water, how do you open up the filters? Well, with the Gosvor here, you just flip it over. You've got 2 tabs that you want to rotate here, and then just pull this out. And this is your filter right here, you guys. It is a mesh bag, okay? And to be honest, I might not have rinsed it out the last time I used it, but this is your bag here, all right? It's got some debris from the last time I used it. There's loose sand in there. There's small leaves, twigs, probably some insects and things like that. It picks up everything. You can take this under your spigot and rinse it out, and it doesn't take long whatsoever. And then all you got to do is clip this filter bag back on, which is really straightforward. It just tucks under a couple of tabs, and within a few seconds you can get that back on, and you can get it right back in here. Close up the tabs and you're good to go. With the SMONET, you don't have to flip it over. Your filter is going to be right on the top here. It's going to pop open these 2 tabs, lift off this clear cover, and then on the inside you have a filter basket. Now you access that by opening up this tab right here, which you have another cover, and this is your filter for this one. It's slightly smaller, it's got mesh all the way around, but I don't think that the slightly smaller filter size affects how much it's able to pick up. This one here doesn't use a bag, it uses a little basket with mesh all the way around. Same thing, I rinse it off at my spigot, come over here and bring it back in, put the clear cover back on, the other clear cover, and pop these tabs back on. Now, it is a little bit more difficult to get these tabs on than it is to get the Gosvor's filter put back into place, but overall I'd say that they're roughly the same, because on this one you have a filter bag where this one's just an easy basket. Now, of course, you guys, when you're all done with these and you've emptied the filters, you're just going to want to put these back on the charger. They both charge for the same amount of time, and you have to charge each one after every use. But these two are about as straightforward as they get. Very accessible chargers, easy to see when they're done. And honestly, guys, it's a small price to pay to have automated cordless vacuums. These are both really easy to use. Now, like I said, the SMONET over here has a little bit more power. It might have a better suctioning ability than the Gosvor. But hey, the Gosvor is definitely lighter weight. It's more portable, easy to take out of the pool. So honestly, guys, it really is a toss-up. Even though this one's lighter weight, I don't have any concerns with its cleaning abilities. I still get a fantastic clean, and my wife trusts it to be able to walk around in the pool with no debris. I live in the desert, you guys, so every other day I've got windstorms going on and debris in my pool, so I'm running these all the time, and I've been switching up between both of them. Which one have I been using the most? Most likely the Gosvor, just because it's a little bit more lightweight. But if you have a larger pool, since these have similar run times, it's possible that you might benefit from the SMONET a little bit more. So honestly, guys, the choice is yours, but these two pool vacuums right here are the easiest to use. They never get stuck, and the overall experience with both of these has been great, where other ones, I've ended up returning them, or they're sitting in my garage right now. So hopefully this helps you guys decide which cordless pool vacuum is going to be right for you to keep your walls and floor clean.